Welcome to today's model building workshop. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a diorama. Now this is a diorama of a German half-track, a 251, I believe it's a C-type half-track. This one is, I believe this was an Academy kit. I'm not positive because this was one that my father built a number of years ago now. Possibly late 80s, early 90s. I'm not really sure when this was built. Not really, like I said, I'm not really sure the manufacturer either. I may have to do some research on that. But what I want to talk about is model building and diorama making simply for fun. I mean, I know that sounds bizarre, but some people, get really wrapped up in the hobby and get wrapped up on historical accuracy, etc., etc., etc. And this is a good example of just having fun with a model. So, and what do I mean with that? Is, okay, so this is a half track. I'm not really sure what the instructions said to do on it, but if we look at this carefully, like I said, this is a 251 type of half track, probably an early one, like I believe a C. The D had a different design, was more streamlined. But as you can see on this, as I move this half track has been loaded up with all kinds of things. So it has the rocket launching feature here. So these are the boxes with the rockets in them, and it has the command antenna on it for the radio version. So it's a command vehicle with rocket launchers, and it's carrying a trailer. Now, historically, I don't know if you would see all of that on one vehicle like this. I'm going to guess no, but yeah, I would doubt that they would mount all of that onto the same vehicle, but who knows? It's possible. But again, this is just having some fun. So this is loaded up. So this has the rocket launchers. It's got the radio aerial for the command version. It's got a trailer. And we can see that this is depicting a fun little story here. Well, I guess it's not fun for the crew, I suppose. So we have this half track is clearly in the middle of a bad situation. So these Germans are taking fire, and the front gunner is down. He's been knocked out, and the rear gunner is hanging on, I think, for dear life, trying to fight off an unseen enemy. So we have a base here, piece of board, and we've got some model railroad scenery, gravel, and some dirt. And we've got a telephone pole there, probably an Italy one with some wire on it, well, thread. We're making a very simple scene. So this is what my dad was doing, a number of years ago, and he just thought this is kind of a fun way of doing it. This is a half track that is being ambushed. They're under attack. One guy's down. It's a very desperate scene. I'm assuming that the driver is not in action right now. It just looks like they're just stuck and life is miserable. But this is the story that my father was trying to depict. And this is where creativity comes into play when you're doing a model, is that you just, what's your story? What do you want to tell? So that was the story he was telling, just of an ambushed half-track stuck in a lousy situation. We're going to look at some other small dioramas in just a moment. All right, let me pause this and we'll move on to something else. So here's another diorama my father built. He really enjoyed doing dioramas. So we have a lot of things going on here. So this is a mini art building, diorama building. And we have a combination of Essie and Tamiya figures here. So we've got the motorcycle sidecar going by with the police there. We've got the lights on the house, the building here, have kind of come down. They're trying to clean this mess up. So this is what the outside looks like. And then we're going to go inside and take a look at what he did for the story on the inside. So here's the inside of the house. I think most of these figures seem to be from the SE kit of the rest camp area. You got them looking at the map, looking at the radio there. A couple of guys relaxing. I'm not sure what this kit here is of the police with the dogs. And using some balsa wood to make the ladders, the broken floor, and the lookout on top. So my dad was really a big fan of doing these dioramas. He liked this kind of thing. He also was into model railroading, so I think that made sense that the two kind of went together. That he liked doing this kind of scenery. And for him, it was all about the story. So this is just a kind of a quiet moment on the front, showing the fun that you can have doing dioramas. Here's another diorama my father built. This is another SE kit, I believe with, I don't know if that's a Tamiya or an Italia. I'm going to guess it's a Taloray's sidecar here. Not sure. Possibly. No. Actually, looking at the figures, it's probably the Tamiya one. Yeah, so he's got the supply wagon. He's got some signs from the Tamiya sign set. Again, using a lot of old railroad scenery effects, gravel and whatnot. So that's the story of them marching on the Eastern Front. Again, it was all about the story. That shows quite the scene here as they move on, marching off to the battlefront. And I'll see if I got anything else we can look at today. And we got one more here. The figures are from Tamiya. And you know what? I can't remember what former Soviet bloc company made this T-30, T-40 amphibious tank. So I will try to find that out and put that in the notes. This was a this was an amphibious vehicle. Well, actually, I take that back because this one's got the larger cannon. The one with the machine gun, I think, was able to swim, but as they upgunned these, they were not so buoyant, shall we say, and the amphibious quality was no longer there. So early war light tank, these didn't survive much past the Operation Barbarossa, the 1941 invasion of Russia. You can see that I've got some different, I did this diorama myself. So I've added some interesting effects, some of the more recent style mud. I think that's, you know, that's the set there that makes the leaves. They're like paper leaves you can cut out and use, and some different types of grass effects. And even have some flowers there and other plants that you can get now. So let's turn this around so we can look at this a little differently here. So this is just a brief moment of rest on the Eastern Front in 1941. That was the goal of this particular diorama, was to depict that period. And that's the story with this one. So yeah, try a diorama. They can be quite fun. And now there's so many different types of scenery equipment and products that you can do quite a lot with this stuff now. And here are some of the different products that were used in that diorama. So this is fairly current stuff. I got this, as you can see, this is AA Hobbies here in Warwick, Rhode Island. So they have these types of things. And stuff like this is kind of fun to work with. And then we have things like that. Don't watch the battery on this Surface Pro is starting to go. And I got a couple more products I want to quickly show you, and then we'll call it a day. Hold on. And we also have from Vallejo, thick mud, European thick mud you can work with. That's a Russian, well, I don't know how they would know it's Russian. I guess they made it to look like terrain you'd find there, I suppose. And you even have a little bit of, whoops, snow effect as well. And, oops. And there we have it. A very, very quick look at dioramas and the fun of building them. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys soon.